Page 9. It's a quiet evening in the prairie. Chief Strong Buffalo and Chief Wise Owl are sitting round a fire. My people are great hunters. They can find fish in the river and animals in the woods and on the prairie. They speak the language of the trees and the flowers. And they know the names of all the stars, says Chief Strong Buffalo. For a long time, the two men don't speak. Chief Wise Owl looks up at the sky. He can see the stars and the moon and the silver clouds. He can feel the wind on his face. He can hear the distant cry of a coyote. Then he looks into Strong Buffalo's eyes for a long time. My people, Wise Owl says, always tell the truth. Your people always tell the truth. Do you really think so, Wise Owl? Do you think that they never tell lies? Laughs Strong Buffalo. Wise Owl is quiet. Again he looks up at the sky. Then he looks at a tree on the other side of the river. Yes, I think so. Do you see that young man over there? He says. His name is Dark Eyes. He looks after my horses. He always tells the truth. My people tell the truth all the time, like Dark Eyes. Dark Eyes does not know that Strong Buffalo and Wise Owl are talking about him. He is gathering wood for a fire. When he is ready, he lights the fire. He sits down by the fire and warms his hands and feet and looks at Chief Wise Owl's horses. One of the horses is tall and black. His name is Fireball, and he is very fast. Fireball is the best horse on the prairie. Dark Eyes likes Fireball a lot. Fireball is Wise Owl's favorite horse. I don't believe that your people tell the truth all the time, laughs Strong Buffalo. And I don't believe that Dark Eyes never tells lies. Let's have a test. Let's meet again in a week's time. If Dark Eyes tells a lie during the week, you give me half of your tribe's horses. If he tells the truth, I give you half of my horses. Wise Owl is quiet. He can hear the sound of the river and an owl in a tree nearby. Then he gets up. All right, he says. Let's meet again in a week's time. Wise Owl goes down to the river. There is a small bridge. He goes over the bridge to the other side of the river. He sits down by the fire. Dark Eyes is asleep. Wise Owl looks at him. You are a good man. I know that you don't tell lies, Wise Owl thinks. I know that my people always tell the truth. Then Chief Wise Owl whispers a name. A moment later, Fireball is by his side. Let's go, my friend, says Wise Owl, and pats the horse's head. Wise Owl gets on to his beautiful black horse. A moment later, they are riding across the prairie. The next morning, Dark Eyes is with the horses by the river. There is a girl on the other side of the river. She is washing clothes, but she hasn't got a fire to dry them. Come over to this side of the river, he says. You can dry your wet clothes by the fire and have something to eat. The girl crosses the river to Dark Eyes. She puts her clothes near the fire. Dark Eyes and the girl sit down and start eating. They eat buffalo meat and drink the clear water of the river. Dark Eyes looks at the girl. What's your name? He asks. I'm Blue Feather, the girl says. She has a beautiful smile. And what's your name? My name's Dark Eyes." When the evening comes, Dark Eyes gives Blue Feather a beautiful blanket. She goes back to the other side of the river. She puts the blanket on the ground underneath a big tree and lies down. She looks up at the stars and counts them. She thinks of Dark Eyes on the other side of the river, and she thinks of her father. Then she falls asleep. In her dreams, Blue Feather can see people. They have no mouths. They cannot speak. They never tell lies. The sun wakes Blue Feather up. She goes down to the river and swims for a while. The water is cold and clear. She can see the reflection of the sun in the river. It is a beautiful morning. Then she walks over to the other side of the river. She sits down with Dark Eyes again. Then Dark Eyes and Blue Feather eat and tell each other stories. In the evening, Blue Feather goes back and lies down on her blanket under the tree again. Early in the morning on the third day, Dark Eyes rides to the mountains. The mountains are far away. Dark Eyes stays away for 2 days and 2 nights. He rides back on the 5th day. From very far, Dark Eyes can see Blue Feather. She is sitting on the ground near the fire on his side of the river, and she is waiting for Dark Eyes. Dark Eyes is very happy. He likes Blue Feather. But when Dark Eyes gets closer, he can see that Blue Feather is crying. Dark Eyes is worried. "What's the matter, Blue Feather?" he asks. "I'm very ill," Blue Feather says. "Only one person can help me." "I'll go and get the medicine man," says Dark Eyes, and he jumps onto his horse. "No, don't go away," shouts Blue Feather. "Don't go. Only one person can help me, and that's you, Dark Eyes." "How can I help you?" says Dark Eyes. He looks very worried. "I'm not a medicine man. I know about the mountains and the rivers and the woods. I know how to hunt and catch fish and look after horses, but I know nothing about illnesses." "Please sit down by my side and listen," Blue Feather says, and starts crying again. "I am very ill. In order to get better, I must eat the heart of the best horse on the prairie. If I eat it, my illness will go away." "Fireball's heart?" asks Dark Eyes. "I can never kill Fireball." "Then I'll die," Blue Feather says, and she lies down on the ground.